Welcome back from the break.
Did you have a nice break?
You must have pressed the
I'll tell
red
you what,
button.
I'm going to buy those products and watch those shows.
Very convincing.
Absolutely.
Very
Definitely.
convincing.
Superb commercial.
This is Osama bin Laden, and for those who think we haven't done enough census stuff, this is about the census.
Yeah, that 5 minutes at the top of the show was just a
More
warm-up,
census
really.
material. But yes, and he had his grey beard back in these days. He hadn't dyed his beard at this stage, had he?
Yeah, well, it's very hard to get good makeup in Tora Bora.
I thought it was a fairly unconvincing impression of me, to be honest.
No, that's good.
In particular, his accent was very unconvincing.
He didn't get the Australian mumble down that you've got. No.
Put the gun in the background. That's from a previous terrorist act. He likes to put previous terrorist act props in the background of his shots.
I thought that was his girlfriend.
Yasmin as
Another
well.
Yasmin.
We're clearly a bit short of material this
It's
week.
like watching history, this show.
Okay, this is the late night quiz show's 2-3 report, I believe. I gotta say, when these shows first started, I was just dying to do something on them. I actually used to watch these every single night. I was a bit obsessed with them.
In fact, most of their ratings while they were on was from
me.
Chaz watching them to try and make fun of them.
Yeah, he had
For those people, for those people who don't remember Yasmin, there's hot dogs as well. You might remember him.
I actually think that these late night shows were the hardest job in television because
They just talk
they just
and
had to
talk
talk and talk and talk for hours.
Oh,
kind of
by the
like doing
way,
a red
by the way,
button commentary.
should say Midnight Zoo there. Midnight Zoo is it spawned Bejo from Good Game.
Really? There
Yes,
you go.
Oh, yeah,
he made his debut on Midnight Zoo.
I think
Is
he
that
did.
right?
And I don't believe he wore a bikini. He was the only one on the show who didn't wear a
But he would have
bikini.
wanted to, because I know Steve, and he would have badly wanted to, I think. Cause he's
And Charlotte
funny guy.
from was it Midnight Zoo?
Midnight Zoo, yeah.
Yeah, was one of the bikini girls on that, and she came on and did some work experience with our show, and appears in a number of other stunts later on. In particular, the new James Packer. When we went to the owners of the private equity firm KKR, and took a bikini girl.
Yes, that's right, and she also played a sex chat girl
That's right,
in a
series,
sketch. Series
that's
3
right. Yeah,
sketch.
that's right, series 3.
The emergency chat line.
It's
It's
quite
a shame
funny.
that Julian couldn't talk us through his hand movements then.
I was going to say that this was a very expensive segment, this one, because, at least for me personally, because anyone who's watched our show a bit knows that I like to prank call. And it's pretty obvious what I would have been thinking when I was watching these shows, try and get on the air to prank call them, right? Now, but they're designed to not let anyone get through.
Yeah,
So how
It's a
long did you
scam,
spend trying to get on?
I was spending weeks trying to get on this show.
And they charge you by the minute.
They charge you $4 every time you ring.
Did you ever get that money back, or is it?
No, I never got that money
That's your
back.
own money you spent.
It was my own money
on
because I was
that.
dying from
There you
home.
go.
Yeah?
But so how does it work if you don't get on? What's the point of calling?
Because the idea is that you pay $4 every time you ring,
Yeah, right.
and every now and then they let you on. You have a chance to win.
And that's
right?
why-
So
It's
you
like a
never
lottery.
win. No one wins in these
Well,
games.
that's why the questions are so easy too,
Yeah.
because it says if the Prime Minister's, Daffy Duck or John Howard, you think, I'll win that, so I better call up.
Ah.
It's a great business model
what's the
because
word?
the tracks crank calls. That's
Yeah.
what
Oh,
I'm
hang
trying to
on.
make Lee
Oh,
think.
I almost got the word
Oh,
square
it is
there.
hard, isn't it?
What could it be?
It is difficult.
It's rofundel, is it? Yeah.
Well, it's a hard one because the word
for one
wonderful
roll.
is not a word that hot dogs
Wonderful.
would have heard very often.
No, that's right. Yeah.
They're never in their reviews, at least.
And how long did Hot Dogs host that show? Did he take it through to
It
its...
lasted about he went the whole way.
Yeah.
When that girl there ended up taking over a little bit on
That's-
hot dogs
yeah, that's
as
right, yeah.
night offs.
Yeah.
When he was just talking not in front of a camera.
Because she was a bit more proficient on
She was a
camera,
little.
yeah.
Oh, don't diss
I
hot
actually
dogs.
thought Hot Dogs was pretty good at hosting this show.
No, he did. I remember we were all
would go for
impressed
hours,
by
yeah.
his ability to pad for hours and hours and hours.
Oh,
I
the
wish
other
we had it
person
now.
who these shows spawned was Nikki Osborne, who has gone on to be on almost every single episode of 20 to 1 or the
Yeah,
Spearman
exactly.
Effect or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
So they were a sort of breeding ground for.
Well, we did try to get Hot Dogs for a cameo for this, didn't we?
We tried to get hot dogs for a cameo for not only this, but also when on radio. We were always trying to get hot dogs for a
No,
cameo.
I think what
Yeah.
we did was in the second season after this, we put out a press release saying that hot dogs had joined the show.
That's right.
And of course, some people printed that,
Yes.
thinking it was true.
Yeah, that's right.
The problem is, but that as poorly as Hot Dogs was doing at this point in time, he was still too
was still
successful to
above
be on
us, yeah.
our show.
Yeah.
All our
Still
press
is.
releases included people who supposedly were joining our team. We've said over the years we've claimed
Vince
Hot Dogs,
Colosimo.
Vince Colosimo, Tom Gleeson.
Yeah. It's really just a cry for help.
Yeah. All we want is somebody talented to join the group.
This is. I love the way they're just extorting money from stoned people, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you basically you have to be intoxicated in some form to ring up this show, don't you?
Well, like I said, I was ringing up all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a great pickup, Chase.
So it was at the same time, wasn't it?
Person's called the wrong show.
Oh, called the wrong show.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Karate.
That's a really good
That
guess.
really shows you how often I was watching those shows, doesn't it?
That's
I love
research.
it. I love how
That is-
confused she is.
That is research.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah, it kind of made the segment actually that get. It was such a good gotcha. It was
Yeah.
like a Media Watch level. You would have won some sort of
Media
journalistic prize if this
That was
wasn't
the
a
problem
comedy
with
show.
Media Watch. They didn't watch enough of these shows.
No, yeah, they should have.
And Peter Berner was
Cameo.
very good to do a
Yeah,
cameo
it's-
here, and a very interesting look from Peter there. The bald head and the beard. He was looking pretty good. But
That's been his look for the last 6 years.
yeah, that's
George.
right.
I thought he would look better in bikini. We're trying to
we
get him
did
in
try to
bikini
get into
for the
that.
last.
But also, Peter was very good at padding as well. He did this basically. We just gave him the idea for a script, and he just banged on for
Went on
ages.
and on
It was
and on.
very funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Craig.
Ah,
This is Craig's starring role.
beautiful performance as Mr. Humphreys.
It was actually it was Andrew's. Andrew's the reason I played Mr. Humphreys. Andrew said, "No, Craig's much better at being gay."
And he was
Yeah,
right.
which he is.
And he's got the gorgeous ass required as well for the bare ass
I
scene.
love
Well, I don't
that.
know if that's in this particular one, but
No.
I was so jealous of you guys because you guys all got to film all of these at once on this magical weekend of acting brilliance, and I was just ringing up hot dogs.
Slashing hot dogs, yeah.
yeah.
We'd been wanting to do Are You Being Shagged for years, hadn't we? Didn't
Yeah.
the script
Oh,
date
yeah.
back to
The,
CNN and Ed?
the idea of
Oh,
a
it
single
might have,
entendre
yeah.
comedy had been around for
Single
years.
entendre.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Right.
Oh, isn't it superb? I love
The best thing about those
Oh, the
ass
poor
cheeks
thing-
is that they're coloured peach,
Yeah,
and
no.
they're shaped like a peach.
They are peachy
No,
anyway.
poor Al, our makeup guy, had to get down and
you're
put
poor
red
Al.
stuff all
You
over
lie,
Lucky Al.
you lie. You just
Lucky
had a
Al.
row of people spanking for about half an hour.
Or wanting to, anyway.
Oh, a bit of parliamentary biff.
Biffo.
Oh, I can't remember what this story was about. Oh, yeah,
it.
yeah. Well done,
He
Wilson.
called him a fat show. And
Calling
so-
him fat. Now, that's outrageous. I mean, fat jokes about Kim Beazley should only be done by us. Yeah. Not by upstanding parliamentarians like Iron Bar Tucky.
Tucky's been on the show quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, because he's
Very
insane.
funny. You just
We
roll-
did have this thing for a while of putting up on the dartboard behind us people who were in the news. It was like the Breakers. I think you can see the president of Iran there. But after a while, it got really annoying. We used to run out of pictures. I think we used to put up. Do we put up old pictures of us somewhere as well? Not maybe.
Or
not.
maybe Ian, you can't really
Yeah,
see
that
them
was
anyway.
me actually. That's the body on the left there.
Yeah, that's right.
She
Yeah.
stripped off half my body just for that picture.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't
Heather
quite
Mills
see
is another
them
source
anyway,
of very fun jokes. I think we were ahead of the curve on tasteful commentary on that marriage, weren't we?
Oh, absolutely. First in.
She was head over heel in love.
Head over heel in love.
Yes.
Couldn't get the leg over. There were so
Yeah,
many,
it went
so many
on.
gags
It
to
did
be
go
had.
on. Yeah. Interesting, the desk is a lot dirtier here, but the dartboard's really clean. By the end of the series, the dartboard was practically smashed because Chris used to use it in the warm-ups
Yeah.
before the show.
Yes.
We'd get members of the
That's right.
audience to come and they could throw darts at the thing. But
Jules, you
this-
got to talk through this.
yeah, well, this was an amazing car chase, actually.
Yeah. It was like Streets of San Francisco.
Yeah, we were waiting outside. We were waiting outside Channel 9 for about an hour and a half before Carl came out, and we'd actually taken a coffee break when Carl finally drove out of Channel 9. The person who was getting the coffee was a work experience girl who was from country New South Wales and was in year 10. And she was off getting the coffee, but Carl drove out, so we just had to dump the work experience girl at Channel 9. Just waved to her and said, "We'll get someone to pick you up." And then we followed Carl across town, and we were sure that he knew that we were following him because he was taking this weird route all over the city, stopping, turning round, playing games
Oh, was
with
he?
us. Yeah. And we thought, oh, he's totally onto us and he's ringing, I don't know, the cops or something. But it turned out he was just lost. He was trying to find a relative of his. And I'll tell you what, Carl bangs it over the harbour bridge. He absolutely.
Does he?
bangs
Yeah.
I like the fact
Not a
that
safe driver.
I like the fact that basically in that piece you were saying to him, you're about to lose your job, and he still has his job.
it.
We were really accurate, weren't we?
Yeah.
I remember turning up. This is at Carril Bay or something.
Yeah, this was so far away
It was
from
like
where we
5
started.
o'clock in the morning. We had to get up.
Yeah, because
And
you have to be there during the Today Show.
We turned up and like nobody was
You were the
there.
only people there, weren't you?
Yeah, we turned up and we were like, no, this is somebody's led us astray.
yeah.
And we were almost the only people there except for a
we-
couple of workers.
It's pretty much in a different country. We were so far from anywhere. And it was at like 6 in the morning. And I was just delirious because I hadn't slept.
You weren't putting on that life, were you? That was just.
Jessica. We were a bit mean to Jessica, weren't we?
We
We
were.
weren't the only ones.
Again, we were ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Between Heather Mills, Jessica Rowe, Shane Warne, all the big
Yasmin.
targets.
I'll give you a
We'll see you soon.
advert.
Back up.